Hey everybody, hope y'all are doing well. So, I just watched maybe about 10, 12, 13 minutes of Taylor Bud's video, and he's talking about he wants to get into comedy and stuff, and that's cool, man. I get it. My style is definitely, Shawn Michael brought up slopism, and even just from my appearance right now, there's some truth to it, man. I can be a sloppy dude. Um, But I am good at just trying things and creating movement and momentum and perpetuating a particular projection. I'm really good at that. So I'm going to try to clean up my act a little bit, but at the same time, like, I'm fine with who I am. I do get results, I do get effects, and, you know, um, part of me kind of likes being a little bit not so neat and clean and tight and all that. I like to be a little bit more loose and, even dirty. Not in a gross, like, filthy way. Although there's a time and place for everything, I'm not gonna lie. There's a time and place for everything, when you really do learn to have unconditional love, I mean, that's for everything, all the good and the bad. So, anyways, I was going to try to talk about, mathematics and why the Bible and the teachings of Yahushua, the teachings, the word of God, is where I've come to find the most efficient way to get work done, and that work applies to everything as far as your own well-being, the well-being of your environment, the well-being of everything, really. It's a simple formula of just really taking care of everything that needs taken care of. It's not really that much more complicated than that, but the Bible does give you the detailed, stories and characters that help illustrate all the different, just many different situations that we're going to go through. And that's what the Bible largely is. It's just a depiction of how to use this simple method in your life and to give example of how others have, turned the cheek and, put their faith in, in God or in love and spirit and not in materialistic things and how things manifest, But taking it down to more of a simple level, like on a work, like if you were, I've spent a lot of time working grunt jobs, like in kitchens, pizza kitchens and pizza kitchens. That's really been it, for me. For the most part, I've done a few other little things, but it's been in pizza kitchens that I've spent most of my time working these regular type of jobs. And in those pizza kitchens, I've gotten the opportunity to witness a lot of different people with a lot of different work styles. And the thing about Christianity, or the following, having that type of a higher ideal, a divine principle, 42 laws of Ma'at, just that righteous, perception, is that, if we're all on that page, everybody is always looking to take care of what needs to be taken care of. When you're in a kitchen and there's a lot of different people, you have your people who, there's different levels of people, like they have half bodies and full bodies. It's just a terminology that they use describing some people who are more capable of jobs than others. And it's nothing against anybody. It's just, it is what it is. I didn't even come up with it. It's just something I have overheard. And based on observations, I see what they're saying. Some people are able to do a lot of different tasks, and some people can only do a couple tasks, and some people are more reliable, but they might not be as productive. Others are more productive and not as reliable. And there's a lot of fluctuations. Now, if you were able to embrace the followings of Yahushua in the Bible, they help blend. I say blend. It's a really a. I guess it is a blending. Yeah, you're mixing in other ways of doing things to help give you more of an ability and a capability to, perform different functions and essentially experience different experiences and energies and grow in different ways that you weren't able to grow from. See, one of the things about Christianity and this and that, and it goes largely back to the churches, man, because the church has kept people in a box. It's kept them from growing. It's kept them from really following the word of Yahushua. It's all backwards. They've really gotten people putting their faith into a church and into other men who do not have the word of Yahushua, you know, for the most part. There's good churches out there. I don't want to say this about all churches, because there are some really good, divine, and truly good churches that are trying to do the best that they can. They're still under, you know, spells to a lesser or greater degree, but they're just, you know, some people just don't know any different. You know, they follow they feel it's in their heart to make a church because they've grown up with churches their whole lives, and that's what everybody else does. So they're going to do it, and they're going to do it from the pureness of their heart and the goodness of their heart, and, you know, such things will manifest. But it still is in that system of working a job and providing a place of faith while still working in a satanic society. And see, that's what the church offers. It offers this place of salvation where people feel as long as they go there, then they're going to be okay, you know. But the Bible really isn't all about you. It's about service to others, you know. And the church has really developed this sanctuary place, this false sanctuary place, where they feel like they don't have to help others, because just by going to church and paying their tithe, they are helping others. But what are these churches really doing? You know, I mean, and just in Portland, there's churches all over in a walking distance, all over. And most of the neighborhood and people in these neighborhoods are all members, or most of them are. So it's like there's tons of resources. There's tons of ability. The thing that they're lacking is true divine leadership. It is what it is, man. There's no reason why you... I mean, Yahushua was all against the money. He was not about the money. And everybody is falling in love with this money thing, and they're not even, like, scratching their heads like, is this really a good idea? Like, what has become of America? What has America done to the rest of the world? What are these corporations really about? What's happening with our politicians? What's happening with the medical system? What's happening with this vaccine? What's happening with this COVID thing? What's happening with all these masks that make people look like fucking goblins and robbers and criminals all the time? Just subconsciously seeing that, like, I'm not even trying to think of it. I see somebody with a mask on looking at me. It's like, you know, I mean, I know they're just like wearing a mask because that's what they're told to do, but it still makes them look like a criminal, like a hoodlum, or even like those doctors that wear the fucking masks in the time of the plague back in the day. You know, it's like subconsciously they're putting these thoughts in our head to get us afraid of each other. And that's what I've really been noticing too a lot, is a lot of people just don't even have, you know, the time of day or the desire to even speak or be considerate to others, myself included. You know, since being back in the house, I've noticed how, you know, my desire to want to, you know, bend a little bit more for others isn't as strong. I can feel it. I can feel my heart's desires, my passions, wanting to, you know, be more selfish, to be honest. You know, it's another reason why getting on the road, getting away from these houses, all of that, it really changes you in so many different ways. You know, I go from not wanting to speak to anybody sometimes in this house to wanting to really looking forward to just saying hi to somebody on the road. Like, that experience will be so valuable to me. You know, it'll be very precious. It'll be like a jewel that I look forward to. It's something that comes to me by me just moving through my reality, you know. Or I can sit here and self-destruct and be stagnant and miserable and depressed and argue with people and be around all this negative energy, and, you know, and then little bear's looking at me like, you know, what are we doing here, man? And I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm sorry, bro. I don't like it here, man. I'm trying to, you know, take care of you also, but you know, it's solution is so simple. You know, I realize though that people really don't know what it's like to leave their houses. They don't know what it's like to detach from everything that their comfort zones. People have become so comfortable in their comforts and their attachments to this society that they just don't even know. You know, that's why I think now, especially with the things that are manifesting with Taylor Bud, and I haven't heard word back from God, man in flesh, I'm curious, but you know, I'm starting to see how, like, the spirituality, like the organicness, you know, flowing, it really is something that just moves. You know, it moves where it needs to move, how it feels it needs to move, where the flow is going. And right now, the flow for me feels like it's going to a place where I need to be the example to help other people get out of these traps, for lack of a better word. You know, and I know that nature, the wilds, you know, the Most Highs, pops, you know, higher realms of things are really trying to help out and orchestrate this thing, because it's a whole shift of consciousness that needs to happen. But if enough of humanity isn't ready, and I think we have a good amount of work to do. I think it can be done really quickly, because there's going to be with all this fear and all this pent up, there's going to be a release. And with that release, there is a lot of healing that can happen very quickly. But in order for it to do so, people have really got to leave all these things that are perpetuating these spells and infecting them and poisoning the world. I mean, until that happens, I don't think anything's going to change. So anyways, I love y'all. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll be back with more later. All right, bye.